Where to start? I guess let's talk about responsibilities. When it comes to responsibilities, people can choose just how responsible they want to be. When you are a person like myself, you are the head of everything. You take responsibility for everything, and everybody looks at you a little different. And whether you make the right calls or the wrong calls, people count on you for those calls to be made. And you're never going to please everybody all of the time. I am facing that exact problem right now. Today is December 6th. December 6th. It is 7:33 at night. I'm leaving the hospital, ICU specifically. My father was admitted just before Thanksgiving. And nothing is good. Absolutely nothing. They go to do a scan of his stomach because he has pain in his stomach. So, scan they go, and the doctor comes in and says, well, other than the cancer on your liver, we can't see anything. And we're shocked. We have no idea what he's talking about. And the doctor says, yeah, he's got a mass on his liver, which is probably causing his pain. Didn't have any clue. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I have kind of a cold going on. All of my kids are sick right now. But anyway, doctor says, yeah, we need to get him in and tested. They admitted him to the ICU. He had gone septic. His blood sugars were about 600. He almost died a couple of times. They let him go the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and he got to spend Thanksgiving with me. He didn't make it to that Friday before we were back out at the ICU, and they admitted him. They did more tests, more checks, and they found that it had metastasized, whatever the hell it is. It had grown and jumped and overtook his lungs, as well as is taking his liver, lungs, and it's in the bone. We've been trying to get a biopsy, but it's proving pointless. Every time they try, it damn near kills him. I had to put him, I, being the head of the family, took over power of him. can't make sense of anything. He's very confused. I found out that none of the doctors think that anything will do him any good because it is so advanced. His liver is failing, his kidneys are failing, his heart is failing, his lungs are failing. He's running out of organs and nothing is wanting to work. They're afraid that if they try to do anything, it would only make it worse. I'm his son and he didn't want to believe me. It finally took him talking to his normal doctor before he realized it was true. I had to put him on a DNR today. He decided that he just wants to come home, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring him home. He knows full well that he won't last a week. It sucks because these are the decisions that I have to make, and not everybody in my family agrees. Some of them are very adamant about being aggressive with it, but they don't understand the quality of life won't be there. Doctor said that they can put him on a pump to make his heart work. They can put him on a pump to make his lungs work. They can put him on a pump to make his kidneys work. And they can force chemo through him. But they said realistically, it might buy him a couple of days. We're at the stage now to where we are just trying to make him comfortable. And I can't please all of the family because there is no good answer. And I say all that because these are the responsibilities that I did not choose, but I did choose. And part of my position is to make the hard calls. And this is probably the hardest one I've had to do so far. It's basically I had to figure out which way I wanted my father to die. And that sucks. But he doesn't want to be in the hospital, which I understand. His wishes are to be with me and with the family. And I know that it's a death sentence, but I have to honor that request. I want to honor that request. My kids don't understand. My oldest does, but he's 17. My three littles, they don't know. They know that Grandpa's sick. Part of my family wants to fight me for control of him, but it wouldn't do any good, and that's not what he wants. He says he's not scared anymore, which is good, but I also know that means he's making peace. I'm a pretty strong man, but all my dad wanted was to be shaved tonight. So I did. And let me tell you, I am definitely not a barber, but I tried, and he knows that. It sucks seeing him in that position. I can move mountains and I will rip through the world, but I can't help my dad right now. No one can. And I feel so inferior. The only thing I can do is I can bring him home, make him as comfortable as possible, let him know that he's not abandoned, let him not be cold, let him not be scared, let him be surrounded by everyone who still loves him and cares for him. It's not easy. He's trying to figure out what he did to deserve this. And I can't get him to understand that it's not his fault. He's so confused that sometimes truth be told, I don't know if he's going to make it the night. And that sucks. I want to be there. I want to do everything I can for him. But I can't. I'm holding it together for the family because that is my role, that is my responsibility. I am the rock that everybody else has to lean on. But even rock and steel has a breaking point. I was joking with him tonight a little bit in between conscientiousness. And I've always told him he's a pain in my ass. And he always tells me, "You are a pain in mine too." And I told him that tonight, and he just shook his head. I know it's not much longer. For the love of God, he annoys the hell out of me. But now, I don't know what I'm going to do without being annoyed by him. It sucks that I'm pretty sure that I've had my last conversation with my dad. At least coherently. Just sucks. A lot. He's tired. He's weak. He's ready to be done, and I know that. I know that the sun will still rise tomorrow, and the world will move on. And I know it's gonna suck a little bit less each day. But I'm not to that point yet. It sucks because I know that my kids keep asking, how is Papa? How's Papa? And I just keep telling them, well, Papa's very sick. They know he's in the hospital. They know he's not doing very good. Ryder, my youngest, he wants to play with Papa. Brooklyn, my only daughter, she's 10 now, sorry. She just turned 10 a couple of days ago. She knows that Papa's really sick, and she kind of understands. But it's going to be hard for them. Papa was their buddy. My youngest said something to me the other day that just kills me. We were talking about Papa being sick and in the hospital, and Ryder looks over and he goes, well, Dad, why do you care? And I said, what do you mean? He's my dad. And he goes, yeah, but you don't even like your dad. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, you always say that. And I was like, but I don't mean it like that. He goes, but then why do you say it? And he's right. There's no good reason why I said that. I mean, I know that I just meant it out of teasing. And I'm fairly confident that my dad knows that I love him. But he always had a way to irritate the hell out of me. That's just kind of his thing. And I always tell Dad, you're a pain in my ass. You're a pain in my ass. And now I'm losing him. And my son thought that I didn't like his grandfather. I'm an asshole. I've talked to my oldest son and made it known that when my time comes that I don't want to be a burden. I want a quality of life. And if my quality of life is not a high standard, then I don't want to be forced to live. And it's a very uncomfortable conversation, but it's a very important conversation. You know? And that's a lot for a 17-year-old. But he also knows me. And I hope that he's never forced into a situation like this, that he has to decide. I never want any of my children to have to decide things like this. I don't care what happens to my person after I'm dead. Throw me in a hole, burn me up, stuff and mount me, I don't care. I truly don't. The only thing that I care about is that my kids know that I love them and Daddy tried. I want to show my boys how to be men, how to be good people, how to treat people. I want to show my daughter not to be a pushover, how to be treated, all of that stuff. And I want that to be all they have to deal with, not logistics of, oh, well, if we try this and it might do that, piss on that. Kick me in a dirty old pine box for all I give a shit and let me go. Fucking hell. It's alright though. This is the life that I chose to lead. And I will make the best of it. It's all any of us can do. It's alright. I say that because it's easy to say, hard to do. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Mentally drained. And when I get home, I know that my daughter, my beautiful, amazing daughter, all she wants is to do a project with her daddy, because she misses me, and I've been at the hospital all night, every night for the past 3 weeks. All she wants is to build a self-portrait with her daddy of stuff at the house. And I'm going to go home and I'm going to do it. Because I'll be damned if I ever let my kids think that I don't love them. Alright, well, that's all I got for now.